No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. He wins the game without a single strike. Chalk it up just for fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. Eyeball.com comes the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. Houston man, we all shout proper.
TG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And that's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. TG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Just for fun, we'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right, good evening everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We have a match starting in just under 10 minutes time, and it's in the one loss side in this year's 2025 Virtual World Straight Pool Championships. We've got Bedhead representing Sweden, who has a highest run in straight pool of 120, against Tommyy representing Germany, whose high run currently stands at 94, and it will be a race to 150, as I said, in just under 10 minutes time. Now the other big news, and there is big news for anybody who doesn't already know, the virtual 9-ball World Championships of 2025 are now underway. In terms of the sign-ups are now open, and there's a number of players in already. We'll have a look at that in a minute. In the meantime, the schedule, we have 3 matches currently on schedule. Now, of course, the schedule is shrinking down because we are down to the business end of the tournament. We have Tommyy against Bedhead tonight, and we have Albinario against One Pocket Slim, and that's going to take place on Sunday night at 8 p.m. And then finally we have the hot seat match between Cobra and Coldest Pillow, the sort of black, well, I don't know, how would you describe it? The dark horse, not the black horse, that's the word I was looking for. The dark horse of the tournament is Coldest Pillow, a rookie at snooker, not at snooker, at straight pool. Jesus Christ, man. And this is, what time is it? It's not even 8:30 yet and the brain's going. But anyway, the two of them are going at it a week on Sunday at 7 p.m. And of course that is a race to 200, and I will be there for that one. And so some big matches coming up. But the one thing I would say is that in Tommy's last couple of matches I've seen, he's not been all that impressive for somebody who wants to be a contender in this, and for also somebody who has you know, a 95 or a 94 high run. He's not produced anything like that. He has been well short of the mark, which is probably one reason he's in the one loss side, and he has not really impressed all that much. Now, you don't have to impress all the way through the tournament. What you have to do is get it right at the right time, and there'll be no better time than tonight, because Bedhead, to me, in his last couple of matches, is threatening to break out a big one. He really is. I think in his last match there, he was threatening to get the high run and fell short again. But he's just threatening to break loose, Bedhead. And God help Tommyy if he does that tonight. Tommyy has really got his score. And of course, there's no better way of doing it than getting your foot in the door first of all, winning that lag and sticking Bedhead into break. Welcome to... who the hell is that? Welcome to Matt. And welcome to anybody else who's watching. Happy Dola was there earlier on. Welcome to him. So if you haven't already checked it out, we'll have a look. In fact, I'll do it the easy way because I can't be bothered. Let's do it this way. The Virtual 9-Ball World Championships start on May the 9th, and no jump queues as last year. No shot clock either, because you will have to be kicking your way out of trouble. Up to 64 players can play in the tournament, and I think we've already got about 8 in. We've got Coldest Pillow in, Howie Wowie, Miasma, Rabi, Sergresh, Spectre Dawn, Tommyy and Viking, and there'll be a lot more to come once the news gets around, so that'll fill up gradually. But we're focused on what's happened tonight now. Let's have a look at where we've got to. On the winner's side, of course, we are down to the hot seat match, Coldest Pillow and Cobra, who, if you didn't get to see Cobra's last match with Acero, what a carry on that was towards the end of the match. And I would say that Acero has nobody else to blame but himself for his predicament, because he had loads of chances to put Cobra away and he couldn't do it. And when you start doing stuff like that, you know, the inevitable is going to happen. And Cobra pinched it in the end, although both players were shaky towards the end. I think the old sphincters were well tightened at that point in the match. But anyway, Cobra fell over the line because he was handed the opportunity in a plate. And of course, the defending champion now is over on the one-loss side. Now tonight, this match that we have, Bedhead and Tommyy, Matt, of course, will be interested in what's happening because he lies in wait for the winner of this match in the bottom half of the draw. If we look above, we have the same situation. This time, Albinario in one pocket slim, and of course, Acero lies in wait there. And that's where we've got to in this tournament. And both players have arrived. Bedhead was here about probably 40 odd minutes ago, and Tommy's turned up maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. Just give me 1 second.
There you go. I heard something.
Welcome to VP4TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and Super Admin aka Steve Chaplin, CEO and President of Cellaris, Inc. Good luck to both players and have a good one.
Well, good evening, good afternoon to Steve. Welcome to Bill, and welcome to everybody else that's watching. Presumably you can hear.
Bedhead versus Tommyy, huh?
Yes. I've mentioned it before you arrived, Steve. Tommyy has yet to impress in this tournament, and he's going to have to impress tonight as far as I'm concerned, because he's dead meat if he plays like he has done in his last couple of matches. And I think the other point I made is that Bedhead is really threatening to pull out a big one, if you pardon the expression. I just think he's ready to roll, Bedhead. He's been threatening there, and again, if he does that tonight, Tommyy is dead meat, because Tommy's not really been doing anything substantial, and I think he has to tonight to win this match.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think. I really don't think that Bedhead's played great this tournament. He's played okay.
I think he's heading in the right direction, though. That's what I think. If you've watched his last couple of matches, I think he is. And I'm just getting the sense that he's threatening to put a big run together. Of course, it could be all wrong. Anticipation.
Well, he's certainly the favorite in this match. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think that Tommyy needs to play well. I kind of don't understand Tommyy, because I know he plays pool in real life. And the Germans play good straight pool.
Well, they're supposed to play good straight pool. That's exactly what I was thinking. But he really hasn't. He's not really done anything, Tommyy. I mean, he's got a 94 high run. He's been absolutely nowhere near that in this whole tournament. So he's got to click into gear.
I've got an echo going. I'm going to leave the room and come back.
An echo?
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Maybe
I still have an echo. Maybe it's your end.
It's probably my end. Hang on a minute. Let me see if anything else will make any difference here. Right.
Nope, there, I just heard it. It's echo on me, not on you. It's still there. It's either coming back from your feedback through your mic, or there's just some other kind of reflection going on. You can try leaving Discord and coming back.
Hang on a minute. I will just do that. I don't think it's going to make a big deal of difference, so.
The room is up.
Right, I'm back.
I still have an echo, but I guess that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, I've ordered my new headset. It will be delivered tomorrow. My new Logitech headset.
Yeah, that might be better. I've got a very old headset, but it's a very good headset. I mean, it was expensive when I bought it, and if you can find these, they still are expensive.
Well, this Logitech headset, I paid 60 quid for it, but I think originally when it went in the market it was about 100 and something, but I can't remember the model number, but it uses this blue sound or whatever it's called, blue audio or something that comes with it. And we'll see if that makes any difference.
The one I've got's a Plantronics, and they're really good.
I had Plantronics years and years ago, a Plantronics headset. Well, I mean, I'm talking 15, goodness knows how long years ago.
Yep, this one's very old. It's probably at least 20 years old.
Yeah, it was a good headset when I got it until I stood on it. Or I yanked it out the PC, one of the two. I think I stood up with the headphones on. That's a major mistake that most people do, standing up with the bloody headphones on or standing in the cable and snapping something. Anyway, I did that. Well, to cut a long story short, Bedhead is in. And he's up and running.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, hang on. Let me just change this again. I keep having to set it back because I've been experimenting with snooker. Now, the snooker's a thing I'm going to annoy you about in a minute, Steve, now that I've got you cornered. There we go, that's better.
Just can't pin me down. If you're talking about that video you made, well, I got comments about that.
Well, I'm telling you, VP4 snooker is out of date in terms of modern snooker and the pace of the table. It's too slow and it should be set to 34 speed. End of conversation. I've done testing on it. It should be 34, and that's all that needs to be done.
I'll make a comment on your video because there was numerous things that weren't correct in it.
Well, what wasn't correct?
Well, the main one being that you said that VP4 has always been like this and nothing's been changed, and that's not true at all.
Not since I've been asking it to be changed, it hasn't.
When I initially did VP4, it actually got changed a couple times, both the rails and the table bed speed. The table bed speed was made way faster, and it was actually calibrated to snooker tables that they were playing pro tournament on, televised tables.
Yeah, still too slow.
They may have changed some since then. I don't know who plays snooker besides you. I haven't heard anybody saying they wanted it faster, but it's easy for them to be faster.
Well, the table when I've been doing a lot of testing on it over the last week, and the one thing that it helps with is the run of the cue ball. It runs out, and I mean, it doesn't make a dramatic difference. If anybody sets their speed to 34, take my word for it. You know, the table isn't flying, the balls aren't flying around the table.
Well,
but what you will find is the reds will open a little bit better, just like on the pro table.
Here's what you need to do. You need to actually calibrate it against a tournament table. And it's easy to do. All I have to do is find a shot on YouTube where the ball is the guy shoots a shot and the ball's rolling out.
Yeah, I've watched loads of them.
You don't watch it, you have to time it. See, that's the thing, is you're just guessing. Instead of guessing, you can get it exact by what you do is you get the same rollout and you time it.
Yeah, you see, you're talking from your point of view, all the technical stuff. I'm talking it from a viewer's point of view and a commentator's eye, and I know I'm right. That's all I need to know. I know I'm right.
Yeah,
and I can guarantee that if it went to 34,
I can see the
hardly
I can
anybody
see
would
the
notice a
argument
difference.
when you get a ticket. But officer, I was only going 40 kilometers an hour. He goes, well, my radar gun says 55, and you're like, well, but the commentator's eye says it's only 40. Who do you think's going to win that argument?
It doesn't matter, he knows he's right at the end of the day. And that's the other point I made in the video. Let's, for the sake of argument, Steve, why don't we have a championship setting? It can't be that hard for you to code that in and just set it to 34. And then if anybody wants to play the table the way it is right now, they can keep it the way it is right now.
That is a championship setting, the tournament
No,
table.
I'm talking about... No, that's a tournament table. It's not a championship setting.
Oh,
that's your fourth option.
Now you're just making words up. Yeah, see, the reason why I won't just change it based on somebody saying this or that is because when somebody says this is wrong, I can say, well, it's calibrated to this, and here's the shot. You can't tell me any of that. So it's, you're like, take my words for it. What am I supposed to do when 3 people come back and tell me, oh, this is wrong now?
You don't worry about the 3 people, Steve. You worry about the person that's got it right.
Well,
that's me.
That's the difference between you and me.
I've got it right. They're all wrong. The table isn't.
I want to do it once, and I want to make sure that it's right. That's all.
Well, stick it to 34. That'll take you 5 minutes. That's it, right? That's you. Now you can forget about it. Oh, by the way, you haven't had any problems from any mad Turkish people mailing you again, have you?
Not lately, but it'll come back.
No.
It always does.
There you go. That's it. That's him sorted.
There's always a mad Turk waiting in the wings.
Hugh thinks about. Listen, Matt. It doesn't stop you from keeping prodding him to get him to do it eventually. I mean, he'll eventually come round to my way of thinking. You go and try 34 and tell me it makes a huge difference. It doesn't, but it does make a difference opening the rids of the cue ball, just running out that wee bit better, more like the proper pro table does, if you take my information.
Well, I can take another look at a few tournaments and try to calibrate it. I mean, they try to get the tables to run the same in the pro tournaments. There's going to be some variations, but they should be fairly close. And maybe they've changed since the last time I did it. That was quite a while ago.
Right, well, Bedhead's run only lasted 14. Now, here's an opportunity now for Tommyy to shine and really make an impact here.
Well, Tommy's not at the table, so it's going to be hard for him to make an impact.
Well, he's at the table at my screen. What the hell's happening? Are you lagging behind, Steve?
Let's see. Maybe the... Huh, that's weird. I got the players' names reversed on mine.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. We might be out of sync then.
No, the scores are right. Everything's right. Just the player names right. So the player names were reversed.
What? So one of us is out of sync then? That's my answer to that.
Oh no, my players' names aren't reversed. It's just got the wrong guy highlighted. So 9-9.
Steve, did you really actually have any involvement? Did you have any involvement in this game at all? Are you just some sort of stand-in? It's got Tommyy in blue in the HUD.
Okay. Yeah, I just left the room and came back, and now it's correct.
So you were out of sync.
It had to, no, everything was right. Just the scores were wrong.
See, now you get me worried. I'm leaving the room as well. Then hang on.
No, yours is right. Everything was right except the scores were reversed.
No, that's weird. Everything was right, but the scores were reversed, so it wasn't right then. So you're saying that Bedhead has 11 and Tommyy had 14? I don't know what dear. I'll tell you what it is, Steve. It's lack of food because you're not eating, and that's a concern.
Maybe that's the problem. It could be. You never know. Okay, so...
well, 9 balls. Perfect.
Tommy's on a run of 12, and, maybe he'll act like a German and play good straight pull this match.
Well, like I said, it's about time he did because he's not really done anything.
I'll tell you the German players that were good pros all play good straight pool. So it started with Ortman, and then Soke plays good straight pool. It actually started with him, and then Ortman, and then Thorsten Homan plays excellent straight pool, and Josh Filler plays excellent everything. You know, and those are, I mean, there's other good German players, but none of those other guys have been really great players.
Well, he never really hit that. In fact, I don't know that he can bail out in this 15 ball. I don't think he can get there.
Well, you know, we've seen this over and over again, and this is that guys are just hitting a break shot too easy, and I'm not quite sure why they're going at it so easy with these big pockets.
He's going to have to call the 15 and play a dodgy combo, I think. I think that's all he's got. In fact, the 7 will go clean.
He can shoot the 3 ball.
Oh, I think the 7's favourite, although he's not called anything yet.
Yeah, I don't like the 7. The 15, like even though he's got a lot of pocket, those kind of shots, it just seems like it. Well, okay, so he knows how to shoot that. Me, I'd hit the 15.
Well, he can't get to the 13, but he's got the 5, got the 3 in the open, got that 15 in the rail. Now, I'll tell you, if he could get that 15 in the rail, he's got the 12 ball for the breakout into this bunch.
Yeah, he may whack it here. I don't know if this is a great idea, though. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's kind of about what I thought would happen.
Oh, hang on. That 11 ball has just done him.
Well, I thought something like that was going to happen. Not that he wouldn't come out with anything, but the fact that, well, he can shoot the 13. He may have to twist a little.
Yeah, I think he will.
It's just a lot of balls weren't going to move there, how that was sitting. But he came out okay. Yep, and that's a good shot. So he's going to have to move balls, though, because the 2, 12, and 4 are, you know, that's not a good...
That 10 ball's not necessarily a great ball either, because he's going to take a lump of the 8 ball. I don't know whether that'll... Well, I mean, if the 8 ball went into that, it would open.
No, the 8 ball's not going to go into that. So shooting a 10 and the 8 is not going into those 3.
Well, is that going up the table?
Yeah, and if you try to back up off the 8, you're probably going to miss him there too. I think he's better off getting to the other side and then shooting the 8 or 10.
I think that's what he's doing. But he's got to do something quick.
Oh, he's okay here.
Let's see if that 4 ball went up the table. If the 1 ball went out the way, but it doesn't.
Yeah, that's good. That's a nice shot. So the only problem here is you can't hit this real easy because the 14 is not a good ball. So he's got to hit these with enough speed to get through them so he has a shot. Oh dear. Gosh.
Oh dear. Let's see if the replay's working yet.
Oh boy.
Well, only 22. This is what it's been for Tommy all the way through this tournament, by the way. This is what he's got to, and then he just suddenly something like that happens and he's gone.
As a player, you just hate to have that happen because, you know, you played a good shot, you got perfect on the 10, and then you just miss a ball you should never miss.
Yeah, but you know, you have to put that down as a good opportunity to stack up some points against Bedhead, and he's not done it, so he's probably going to pay the price for that.
Oh yeah, anytime you dog it, it's a lost opportunity.
Yeah. So what about McIlroy, Steve? I went to bed, and he had got back to 2 in front. I think they were at the. I think they weren't even. It was just coming to Amen corner, so I went to bed and I thought, well, he's 2 in front. You know, anything can happen on the back 9. And got up in the morning, suddenly I'm looking at 11 under for both of them, and then found out it went to a playoff. I mean, that's Justin Rose. Poor Justin Rose. He's been runner up twice.
Well, he's
McIlroy.
led more. He's led more
And-
rounds of the Masters than anybody. And he
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
gotten better in a second. And Rory, you know, I was glad to see him win, but you know, it's just he was under tremendous pressure, and you could see it was affecting him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it was.
Yeah, I watched the end of it. Yeah, he was definitely feeling it. But I suppose the pressure's eased by the $4.2 million that he got for it, and whatever else is going to come his way. But an awful lot more than that coming his way for winning that, I'll tell you.
At this point, the money's not a big deal for him because he's
not
made
really.
so much. Well, it wasn't. Before he ever hit a ball. I mean, he signed a, you know, $50 or $100 million
He's with Nike,
deal.
isn't he? Yeah, he's with Nike. He's got Nike in his shirts and stuff like that, a bit like Tiger.
You know, that's what, you know, you hear this bullshit. Oh, well, you know, the problem with LIV is guys get these big contracts just for going to LIV, and no, that's no good. And they make they make a lot of money right off the bat, and they don't have to work for it. All this. This is Tiger saying this, and I'm thinking, you got $100 million in your pocket before you ever even hit a golf ball as a pro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's had a hard life, that poor Tiger. So he has. You really feel sorry for him.
At least these guys that went to LIV were very successful pros, and they earned the money. You know, they earned the fact to get that payday. Tiger just got it without even hitting a ball. Now, obviously, he was a great amateur, so I mean, you could say he deserved it, but you know, it's.
Well, I don't
Rory
know what
was the
Bedhead's
same
looking
way.
at. I don't know what Bedhead's trying to imagine here. He's trying to visualise some sort of shot.
Well, Bedhead shot the shot you don't want to shot, where you can't shoot that ball and come straight to the rack. He took a foul, and that's going to be a problem. So if you're well, you know, you got to be a little careful here because Bedhead may have been trying to kind of get a move in here. Because if he hits this wrong, he's going to leave a combo. That was a smart play. He didn't leave anything.
So one foul each. Bedhead going to try and bank that to 11 to the rail and come back across.
He's trying to make it so that he's got something after Tommyy fouls again. See, that was a pretty good shot.
I don't think it was the cleverest of shot. Well,
I
can
think
he
it's
get
a pretty
past
good
that
shot.
for the 13? I think he can get the 13.
He can, but that's not a shot you're guaranteed to make. I thought that was a pretty good move.
Oh, that's an easy cut for Tommyy. Surely that. I mean, it's a big wide margin of error as long as you get half the line right.
You would think, but
you've got to go for it.
I agree, but it's not a shot that's guaranteed. That's all I'm saying is it's not 100% shot.
Well, there's only a point in it between these two, and I don't think he can turn this down. I mean, he's certainly going to play it. Cue ball running over between the 9 and 5. He's bound to be on the 3 or even the 11 ball, something like that.
If he's going to shoot this, I would think he'd draw it and to the side rail. And there it is. It's in.
Well, he's actually gone too far. He's gone too far, would you believe it? He's on the 5, though. He's fine.
Well, he came close to dicking himself there, didn't he?
I thought he was going to finish in the gap there between the 9 and the 3, and he'd be on the 11 at least. But anyway, I'll take that. I just think he really needs to pull off some, something 60, 70 at least to apply some pressure to Bedhead. I think he's due to put something together. Because like I said earlier, Bedhead's threatening to do some serious damage as well at some point.
So Ralph Greenleaf won 10 straight world championships in a row. And then let's see, won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 after that. So he won a total of 16 world straight pool championships. That's pretty good.
Was that him as a pro?
Yeah.
Now, what era are we talking about?
Well, he won 10 in a row from 1921 to, or I'm sorry, 1919 to 1926. I guess that's 9 in a row.
Would that be a bit like? Would it be comparable to say that there wasn't that many professionals round in that time in pool? Or was there just as many back in that? I wouldn't think there'd be as many back in that day and age.
Well,
professional pool players.
In pool, there's always been kind of a blur between the line of professionals and amateurs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more definition now with the World 9-Ball Tour than there's been in a long time.
Steve, how much luck is involved in straight versus 9 or 10? Well, I don't think. I mean, my answer to that is that you're going to get lucky in all formats of pool and billiards. I mean, 9-ball is certainly probably the one that luck affects it quite a bit when you consider that you can shit in a 9-ball anytime. Straight pool, I wouldn't say that. The luck you get in any game is a roll of the ball either way, isn't it?
There's always luck involved in pool, but I mean, the thing about the games is that it's a percentages thing. Like if you play a break shot a certain way, break shots, you don't always know you're going to come out with a shot. But playing the right break shot and playing it the correct way gives you a higher percentage chance of not getting screwed on it. So it's not an absolute thing. But if you watch the really good players and you watch how they play and you watch what break balls they leave and how they hit them, they don't come out rotten as much as guys that have less experience and less knowledge.
He's called the 8-ball off the 15.
It's kind of hard to compare the games. I can tell you that I think it's harder to be good at straight pool than it is a game like 9-ball. There's a lot more to it. Oh, God, not quite.
Back to the long rail.
I think it was the right shot, but I don't know if he could have hit it different to make it or...
Again, it's just a small contribution. That's 2 or 3 visits that Tommy's had, and he's not got a lot to show for it. And if you're in Tommy's corner, you're concerned that sooner or later Bedhead is going to stick one on him, and that's it. And then it's a long road back. I mean, it could end up going like this all night for all we know, but I think Bedhead's just too strong to be wallowing away with runs of 10 each time.
Any favors. Well, he's a little funny here. I think he's okay, or he can just go forward and stay on this side of the table.
Can he get there? You're going to have to let this run a wee bit.
Touch of English.
Going to have to let it run a wee bit.
That's very good.
He's just got there.
So this one, I would go. Would probably.
I'm worried about the fact that if he's drawing anything to that 7-ball, because this is a scratch in the corner the way I'm looking at it.
You got to put English on this.
Well, he did. He got the stun.
No, he shouldn't have stunned that. He had to either draw it or go forward, and he needed English. Like if you're going to draw it, you need to put right English on it because you want it to come back to the rail and open out towards the center of the table. You didn't want to be back here. Now he came out okay. He's got a shot.
Yeah, he had to go up table because he had to get round to this too. Because there's only real.
See, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like you watch a great straight pool player, they would have not played that break shot that way. In coldest pillow, there's a lot less luck in 10-ball than there is in 9-ball.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no slop.
Yeah. Who is it that coined the phrase? Somebody will know who said it. It's a famous phrase. The more I practice, the luckier I get. Who said that? Somebody Google it and find out.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Yeah, the more you practice, the luckier you get. It was obviously in response to somebody else who mentioned something, but that was their reply.
Well, he's too straight to really move these balls a lot. I don't know if he's going to try to do anything here or not.
He could pinch a bit, can't he? Yeah, he didn't really
Yeah.
go through the. He
See
didn't
that?
really go through the cue ball, though, did he?
Well, no, he hit it hard. The problem is he didn't have enough angle, and that's why sometimes you got to be patient. I mean, that shot you're taking a big risk because you just weren't going to be able to get the cue ball to go through those balls.
Well,
so
it's the road to recovery again.
If you want to run 100 balls or more, and you take a risk like that every rack, you're not going to make it to 100. Michael Schumacher, yeah, great racer. Unfortunately, he's like a vegetable now.
Gary Player said it, did he?
Well, Gary Player is one of the all-time.
You see, Gary
greats.
still. I mean, it was sad watching the ceremonial tee off. Watching Jack struggling out onto the tee.
Well, Jack, you know, he can hardly walk.
Yeah, his hips have gone. And then you've got the oldest. I'm sure he's the oldest of them all. Gary Player. He walks out. He's as fit as a flea, jumping up and down.
Yeah, he's an amazing person. He's really taken to heart fitness and healthy
he's looked after himself.
You know, I mean, some of it's genetics, but a lot of it's not.
Oh, I think his mindset. He's always had to say that. Oh look at this. He's always had this attitude, Gary Player. He's never changed.
Well, the modern time most amazing person, I think, as far as longevity and still playing at a high level after a long time is LeBron James. I mean, for his age, what he's doing is unprecedented. I mean, it's really incredible.
He's a basketballer, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays for the Lakers. And
I think, what age is he? Is he in his 40s?
Yes.
Well, he can't be doing it for the money.
Well, I mean, he's already an all-time leading scorer, which I wasn't sure anybody was going to ever do it. So he averaged 24.4 points a game this year, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, shot 51% from the field. And I'm not sure when he turns 41. Let's see. Okay, he'll turn 41 in December.
That's going to be wrong. I don't think he's got enough, has he? Why didn't he just leave it inside or whatever? You know, if he left it inside, he was guaranteed an angle. He could have just rolled dead to the rail. No, he's got an angle.
That was an excellent shot.
Yeah,
because he didn't have enough angle, but he managed to come out and hit, near the end ball. I think he actually hit the next ball first, but he managed to glance off it.
Yeah, you could. Well, you see that, Steve. Look at those 4 balls lying at the back of the 8 ball. You can tell that because if he went into them, he'd still be sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, he's caught the corner ball.
So this is a little better situation. No, but this is better here. He had more angle, and the balls were going to spread better. They were more together. That was not so bad.
Here we go again, Tommy. This is exactly what it's been like all the way through the tournament. He's got a nice table.
Well, I've missed out on the last couple matches a bit. See, now that was like too impatient. See, he took.
Was it not too good an opportunity to turn down though, Steve?
It's just you got to have a little patience. I mean, that was a little more indeterminate. I'm not saying that the balls weren't going to spread off it. It's just he could come up with.
I mean, he did it at that point. Well, he took the risk, meaning that he was more than likely going to have a bailout one way or another with the way these balls are sitting across the middle of the table. Into a corner pocket or something, but
you hope, or you also hope you don't hit it a little funny and the cue ball ends up rolling into the side pocket or something too. I mean,
well, got it before ball then, hasn't it? Got it before ball.
he's not playing like a German straight pool player, but I don't, he may not. The Germans, the people that are more serious about playing, they do all these drills and, they're trained by coaches, and he may not have ever had that. Well, that's no good.
Well, that's no good because he's now going to have to cut this 8-ball,
or shoot a combo,
and avoid bumping his 4-ball in the process when he cuts this 8-ball.
He may just shoot this combo, although it's that 13 ball doesn't have a ton of room. Well, he's going to take the 4-ball and.
Well, no, looking at that 8-ball, that 8-ball is. I mean, that's quite a bit off the rail. He could cut that in.
Yeah. Now you could leave the 7. The 7's on the spot. You can use as a break ball.
Well.
Or even better yet, leave the 8 as the last ball.
Yeah,
and just draw it back and use this. Exactly. I mean,
if you get to there,
I don't see anybody in this game doing that. But if you've got a good ball that you can get on.
Bang goes that theory, Stevie. Just get rid of the 8.
No, he's going to play off the 7. He's a little funny here, though. You'd like just to be able to stop this. He's going to jack up.
Well, is he going to nip round the back of this? In fact, he's the wrong angle in this 13 ball. He's just going to go forward.
He's going to play in the corner. You want to be a little more straight on this, but not like that. Oh my God.
Oh dear.
You didn't want to have too much angle on that one, but this is no good. This could be stuck in the rack. If he even hits the rack. Oh, look at this.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear.
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Well,
there you go.
Tommy's making a lot of mistakes, but so is Bedhead. Now, this is the Bedhead I saw early in the tournament. I haven't seen those matches where he played good like you have. This is what I saw early in the tournament, is Bedhead just not being able to get out of his own way.
Yeah, and again, either of the two of these guys is going to pay for these opportunities that they're giving away. Now, what's Bedhead saying? He's saying didn't know that. What's he talking about? The cue ball not played out of the kitchen. That happened earlier in the tournament. Trying to just roll the ball to the bottom rail. In fact, you were in the match at the time, Steve. I can't remember what match it was. Albinario tried it. He tried to hook behind the jaw.
No. Well, hooking behind the jaw is a DQ. Well, okay. Let me put it another way. It has to be blatant. It's not hooking it behind the jaw isn't a DQ, but doing it blatantly is.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. It was the two Swedes that did it. Yeah. Yeah, so Albinario and Bedhead, the two Swedes, trying to play the dirty. Well.
But no, I mean, you got to hit it down to the end of the table and let it come back. I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
Nothing doing there at all. Now, if he goes up the table, he's going to leave the 8-ball as a break shot. If he tries, he's got to just go to the rail and come back to the start, is he not?
Well, I mean,
that 8-ball sitting there, you don't want to head anywhere down table.
This is a tough situation. If he can't get this back to the stack, he's going to be in trouble.
Well, there's